Hey everyone. Alright, Edgar's epic number 4, I think. I haven't recorded as many with Edgar, but oh my god, this team is so much fun. So I was regretting purpling Dark Knight Cecil, because I only did it because I had Rem and I love using Rem, and I think that they're amazing together. Well, I don't regret it anymore. This was a blast to play. So yeah, this first wave, of course, is still a joke. But in terms of the team, so unlike the last the last run that I did with Sabin, I was bringing like Vanille to debuff or to dispel, and she was also debuffing. Well, this team, Edgar's debuffing, which is very relevant and very helpful. So there is that, but we're not dispelling. We don't care. Dark Knight Cecil deals so much damage. He imperils his own element, and he deals. I mean, you'll see how much damage he's gonna whip out. Rem is providing the healing. She has 70% attack aura. Edgar has 20% with his C68 with his World of Illusion weapon. So 90% attack aura. Rem's EX is obviously very good at AoE. Edgar is a great AoE unit. And yeah, Dark Knight Cecil does single target damage except on his EX, which is really, really slow. It takes forever to charge. So this team works so well because Rem swap turns lets you use like an AoE shave on either person whenever. I'm taking a while to think about this just because Edgar's EX is fully charged, so it makes sense. Rem's got a free use of her swap turn, so we can just grind through this turtle. Yeah, and of course Edgar ignores defense, which is extremely useful on his EX. That's useful. They're already starting debuffed with Sap, and so Sap is Edgar's Sap debuff is great for this. You can see for this entire run, Dark Knight Cecil is going to bounce up, basically up and down the 20 the plus versions of his skills, and that's totally fine. The big thing is that when you are ready for the damage boost, God, that deals so much damage. When you're ready for the damage boost, you want to make sure that you have Valiant Plus. You can use Valiant normally if you've got a good launch and the rest of the team is already batteried. That's fine. But generally, you want Valiant Plus when you're doing burst damage. Edgar is going to be the swap target here. God, I love his Brave Plus, the fact that it moves up like that, because it just means that he can avoid getting broken and also can go have a productive turn coming up. So yeah, after Rem used her EX, like that's his non-plus version. Actually, that was his plus version, but it hits. He hits so hard all the time. And yeah, this is a perfect Valiant Plus opportunity. And you can see like the plus version didn't make that much of a big difference because the team was already batteried. But yeah, 159k on a regular ability. That is great. Really, really good. Rem's ability, she'll never cure Dark Knight Cecil. Cure is just so with this team comp, Rem is often dumping her Brave. And so I don't think I HP plussed once. Maybe I plussed once inside of the eventual summon. But we're just trying to keep damage even. And Rem will often use a cure when the swap doesn't make a lot of sense. Dark Knight Cecil has Last Stand. I'm never worried about him dying. He just has to be above 20% HP. So not really, it's never really a problem. So A is in its counter stance. So we do have to shave A here. That is going to be that's going to be important. And so the best thing is probably the HP plus, yeah. Because it's only 2 hits, so it can't break. And so that's perfect. And then this is one of those awkward spots with Rem. I don't want to break A, so the rare Rem Brave Plus. There it is. and all of this is totally fine. Team's doing good. Edgar can sort of just spam skills, honestly. He's gonna deal good damage, but his debuffs really help keep the damage up constantly on against them. He's got a 40% defense debuff, and then he's adding 10% brave damage increase, which actually cancels out their brave damage reduction when they add that. Just a little bit. I think their reduction is 50%, and he cancels it out by 10%. So that's great. He and Aranea are the only people with debuffs currently that add uncapped brave damage. Dark Cannon hits like a truck. So they're at 80% now. We did bring Pandemonium Summon to get the damage up in every Dark Knight Cecil launch. And I do think potentially that Sabin would be a better, in certain levels, Sabin would be much better than Edgar here. Edgar is here for the sap and for the defense down debuff and the brave damage up debuff. So yeah, you could see Edgar grinding through that brave damage reduction right there. But still grinding and still fun. We have to shave A here, which is not a problem. Either person, either Dark Knight Cecil or Edgar can do it, but DK has, he was further back in the turn order, so it makes more sense to grab him because Edgar's turn will be coming up. And he got turn rate, so he couldn't get a full launch there, but still a good launch. And this is probably just another swap. Yeah, make sure that Edgar's buffs stay up. The team just has a lot of tools to do various things, which is why it's so fun. Yeah, I love Cecil's AoE hits into a single target attack. This is perfect for shaving, absolutely perfect. And it actually worked out pretty nicely there as well. In terms of shaving them in the correct order because of the brave damage reduction. This team doesn't really care. Dark Knight Cecil deals so much damage, especially paired with Edgar and Rem. Yeah, this team was great, and yeah, his power HP plus is actually really good. It's 3 hits into a 50% splash. It's just not AoE hits like Aranea, but otherwise it's quite good. So just keeping these guys well shaved, and as long as they're broken, they're not really gonna do anything. You have to watch out for their AoE all attack, and then you have to watch out when they get their aura. But as long as you're keeping them broken, they're not really doing anything dangerous, so that's fine. By the way, it drove me nuts that I had the EX on the second page. Again, I've been grinding with, when I do, if I'm doing like co-ops or doing any speed runs with characters, I'll move their AA up because I'm never going to EX with them. So I'll fix that later. Alright, so B has got to get, he has to get shaved now. He's doing his all attack. And he's got the brave damage reduction as well. And so that's why Rem had no trouble just shaving a little bit. And Edgar can grind through this fairy with the chainsaw. Actually, I don't think we really need to worry about the 9k on B. It's going to do its all attack, and I mean, how much damage can it really do? We don't want anyone to get broken from it. Yeah, it's not really. It's not a major hit. Rem can heal that up quite nicely. So we can keep using Dark Knight Cecil's HP plus that splashes really nicely. I've been autoing with him. He's actually the second fastest auto farmer after Lawn and Rain, but he is limited to 4 turns of auto, which is, it's perfectly fine for World of Illusion, and it's good for story as well, so yeah, team is crunching through. Still waiting for his EX to charge. The fact that Rem disrupts EX charge a bit by not necessarily making it take longer, but she gets your turn faster, which means that you gave one less turn for your EX to charge passively. So that is why it takes longer. But she is definitely the glue of this team. So Dark Cannon is up now. This one's gonna hit a little weaker because he doesn't have his buffs yet. The buffs had fallen off because I HP plus for 4 turns. So now I can do it, and yeah, we can start going into launches. He still has the 5 full versions of Valiant Blow because he's been recharging. So yeah, and you can see Panda Summon is adding about 10k, like 8 to 10k per launch on each person participating in the launch. So that's pretty nice. And Edgar's high turn rate is great because for anyone that's run this level, you know how annoying these bosses are. They get a lot of turns, they're really fast, and so Rem's turn manipulation to jump turns along with high turn rates on Edgar means that she can swap to Dark Knight Cecil pretty freely and always grab him because he's pretty slow, and it can be awkward to set up launches, and so she's totally great to, yeah, you can see again using Cure to pad Edgar because this swap wasn't really ideal. Love how hard that hits. All right, so he's at 50% now, and so we can chainsaw through the other one, which I think was already at 50%. Yeah, that definitely is lower than 50%. And so we can battery Dark Knight Cecil, and he also gets healed here. That's fine. We're getting to the burst point when Dark Knight Cecil goes ham, which is very exciting. I love it a lot. So Edgar can shave with his plus, which is good. That's the advantage of having these characters that have AoE shaves. Obviously, there's a lot of power in single target characters like Leo, but you want to balance them out with these characters that have AoE shaves, just so you have more tools to deal with multiple boss fights. So just a regular Valiant Blow here. It just made sense to do it. It's a good launch, and Rem was already batteried, so we didn't have to worry about not getting a decent launch out of it. Grab Edgar. Dark Knight is he's under 50%, so he's gonna have his plus versions, which is great. Edgar, you can see I am using skills pretty aggressively. Yeah, so much damage. It's delightful. And yeah, this team is great. They're so much fun to use. Yeah, so Edgar is likely to get swapped pretty soon. He's only got 3 abilities left. He does have a chainsaw that's about ready. So now he's only got 2 abilities left, but we're getting to the point, right? Like this turn 61, Cecil and Rem both have a lot of abilities left. So yeah, I mean, Rem's got 5, right? With virtual, like probably 7 with all her free uses after her EX. So A got its aura, and it's got a lot of brave, and so yeah, this is the time. Go ahead and freeze. Probably should have C65'd with Rem before I did that. That would have been a good thing to do. But now we just have to shave A, and then we don't have to worry about taking any damage. But yeah, let's drop Dark Knight's HP low enough and go into the summon. And here is where, oh man, this is delightful. How much damage this is. So they're dealing 60k with those hits, so 242k. coming, and yeah, we're getting Setzer's Max Brave boosted. That was the primary reason for swapping to him. Battery the party because Rem can't have a productive next turn really, so it makes sense to battery. And I want a HP plus there. I don't want to use, obviously her EX is going to deal a lot of damage, but it's going to heal Dark Knight Cecil, and I don't want him healed right now, so I will use it later outside the summon. There's another 275k. They're basically melting because of Dark Knight Cecil. So red card. You can see this is doing less damage than the Setzer did on my last video that had Selfie and Vanille supporting. So we can keep the launches going. These are all good strong launches that are dealing just a lot of damage. Now she can siphon Delta. That should happen. Yeah. We don't want to use our last swap just yet, even though they are almost dead. And they are frozen also still, so we can keep just applying pressure. So EX is almost charged, good to check that, but this is another good launch. As long as he doesn't turn steal Valiant Blow. He is turn stealing, but he's jumping ahead of A, so we can get Setzer in the launch, so that's perfect. Deal a boatload of damage. I mean, look at how long they've gone without taking a turn because of the summon and because of swapping. All of Rem's, the speed up that gets applied. It is great. So now he's got his EX for the major amount of damage that this deals. Keeping him relatively even as much as possible. This is Setzer's last turn. Red card is definitely good. They aren't doing anything and we're in zero danger here. So it makes sense to grab A is about to go, and then we have a pretty favorable turn order. So yeah, it's probably just a good actually swap to turn on the C65, which I should have done a while ago. I was just having too much fun. Swap to Setzer, who's going to get swapped out for Edgar, and Edgar has his chainsaw. You can see she'll steal the turn, and so we'll actually have a really nice turn order with these guys almost dead. They are fully debuffed as well. I'm in the tank for it, but it's definitely the right play. I was just worried about burning the last swap. So yeah, this is the easiest chainsaw. And so much damage so late in the battle. So the other one is now seeking vengeance. We don't care. You can see the amount of damage reduction. Rem's dealing ones, but this guy did unbreak, and so we do have the launch, and yeah, that's it. Hope you all enjoyed the run. It was super fun. I will try to swap Edgar for Sabin next time so that he can imperil Wind for the Canvas Summon portion with Setzer. Can't wait. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. So take care. Have a good day.